Good morning. I'm going to do the general reading for the collective for today. Going to get the overall energy for the divine and the masculines watching in the collective. Spirit, give us true and precise messages for the collective, for their overall energy for divine masculines and divine feminines. And of course, we will start with the feminines, please. Feminines energies, please. Thank you. And the masculines, please. What's the energy today for the masculines of what they are facing? Beautiful. I like it when I see the Bear card. It's such a stable, grounded energy. Very earthy. I'll get it from the pixie cards. True and precise messages here for the collective on your overall energy. Divine feminine first, please. I just want a jumper. And divine masculine, thank you. Ooh, anything else for the feminines? And anything else for the masculines? Since there was more there that wanted to be out. We got this, I think, yesterday. All right. Let me just like this. Can't go back up. There we go. True precise messages. All right. So the divine feminines have the first up was the fish card. Perhaps you're feeling coming in a little bit of emotional today, change of focus, swimming against the current, lost in the current. Perhaps you feel lost in the current. A lot of changes. Again, Spirit is told as we've said, the last few days in a row, was there are a lot of changes, a lot of downloads, DNA upgrades, right? And so from one day to the next, you may feel that difference, or will feel that difference, I should say. But so you're going to feel like all these changes, you're not sure which direction to go, and perhaps you're lost in the current at this time with your focus. You are very adaptable though, and there will be travel involved for many of the divine feminines with this energy. Okay. Number 5 card is regarding change, holding on to that special purpose. This is your purpose, your soul purpose that you're holding on to get into mission. For some of you may be holding this special thing you're holding on to is the connection of your divine counterpart. And this is the retriever. He holds, they fetch that ball and don't always want to return it, right? They want to hold on to it and protect it. And it doesn't do any good to just hold it tightly. You have to release it to allow it to flow, to be able to utilize it for its purpose. So for those looking to their higher self, using their intuition, their crown chakra, to get into mission, get into your soul purpose. And for those that are holding too tightly to a divine counterpart or a soulmate, even for that matter, it's time to make the change and release that grip on that connection and allow it to flow freely. Remember, if it's meant to be divinely guided to you, then it will return to you. And it's just, for some, they're putting a block on themselves by holding too tightly to the connection. The flam, number 30, which breaks to a 3. Perhaps you're not this. For some, they're not listening to their higher selves. This might be a different person here, or you feel confused about hearing your higher self. And there will be times that you are tested in this journey to wonder if that's your higher self speaking, your spirit guides, or is it, temptation or a test, right? As when we get ready to go through those next level ups or the gates, we are tested with the initiation phases throughout our journey, and we are tested, and they can sometimes seem confusing. Is it a test, or is this a choice I'm supposed to be making? So this card here reminds me of not sure if it's their spirit guide or their higher self that they're listening to. He looks very confused here with this, and she's kind of like not getting messages to him either. She's dwindling, looking off to the side, not really in the same direction as him. This being the higher self. 3, also body, mind, and spirit. So be sure to ground yourself, take walks in nature, and to sorry about that. So, it has nothing to do with the reading. My alarm just goes off around 11. For some of you, the confusion is that you feel like parts of you are broken, like a mirror or a piece, like a mirror shattered, and you're trying to put the pieces of you back together. But Spirit wants you to remember that you're not losing, even though it may feel like you've lost who you used to be, to embrace the new you, the person moving forward, the one that's going into soul purpose and in mission, because that person you were before is no longer needed. You're stepping up, you're stepping through the gates into the next level of your journey, and that old self is no longer going forward, no longer needed. There are also people in our lives that will be similar to the shattered mirror that you won't be able to take with you in this journey moving forward, because they won't be awakened yet. They won't be to the ascension level. There perhaps will be too toxicity, or they will be too toxic, the low vibrational for you, and like a moth eating the very fabric of a being. The moths might be gnawing away at your wings as an earth angel, and you need to be able to fly. You need to soar in your journey. Stay focused on the light, the path ahead of you. Don't look behind you, nor should you reminisce about the old you, because it's not pertinent anymore. We need to move forward, and with all the rapid changes, we need to continue in the forward motion. Which will bring me back to the fish card Spirit said about swimming upstream. Go with the current and allow it to flow. You're not going back anymore. You're not going that direction. You're going forward. Hopefully. So divine masculines, you have the bear card, very grounded, listening to your intuition, your crown chakra, you're awakened from your spiritual slumber. You're yearning to grow, you're yearning to understand this new awakening, these new changes within you. Being grounded, you want to learn everything you can to see how this pertains, and perhaps what you have to protect yourself or your cubs from, because the bear is also a protector of their family environment, right? As they come up out of the hibernation, they go seek food and bring it back to their family to help the baby bears nurture. This is a number 7 card. So it's good you're looking forward to the bears in your awakening, looking to learn more regarding your spiritual awakening, coming out of the dark energy, the shadow self. It's all right to recognize that we all have a shadow side, but to look to the light side and illuminate the shadow so that you can transmute it to light, heal it, accept it. If any forgiveness that's needed, do so, and release the dark energy or shadows side to the ether so that you can move forward. This is the number 2 card. And again, about the this is a number 61, which is another number 7. The Hobya, he's kind of like, oh, which way do we go? This way or that way? He's a trickster. He comes into your life when you're just awakening or when you're not sure which way to go, trying to trip you up, Spirit says. Tries to trip you up. Maybe you still want to stay to the dark side and not to the light. They test you, right? Again, back to the testing you, not seeing things perhaps. Set that one up like that. So this guy is, funny as he looks, he is a trickster. He wants to test you and trip you up to see if you're sure that you want to leave the shadow side. It seems so much more fun to be a drunk, evidently. Somebody must drink too much. Or to be more promiscuous, the 3-party situations, to play the games instead of being in purpose and of the light, right? And the bear, with this new awakening, coming up out of their spiritual slumber, are awakening now to the light and seeing the shadow side, because their light now is shining bright enough that it's illuminating their shadow side and dealing with that. Trickster is here to see, are you sure you want to walk away from the fun we had? It's currently 11:11. All right. So Spirit, give us true and precise messages for the collective, for the past, present, and future, with some advice. Oops, I have a flipper already. Oh, different card. Past, present, and future, along with advice regarding the future. With the past, present, and future reads, if that resonates, the past resonates with you, you know that in the present energies will as well. Remember, not every reading will resonate with everyone. Some people are along their path further than others. Just and when you get in soul purpose and in your mission, perhaps you'll also get your YouTube going, and YouTube can start teaching those that are just awakening how about your journey and how your awakening went for you, and giving the new person guidance in their level, because more people will be awakening as we go into 2020. Give us true precise messages for the collective, for the past energies, please. Recently past. Okay, and current energy, spirit, current energy or present energy, what they have to deal with today. What are they dealing with today? What they're dealing with today in spirit. Collective, true and precise messages, and what they have to deal with throughout their day today. What's coming at them. Okay, and if you would please spirit, true and precise messages for near future, true and precise messages for near future, what they need to be prepared for going into the end of December, the last week of December, and into 2020. What advice? What is their future for next week and going into 2020? Getting a little violent. Let's see what we got. First up was the Magician, moving forward. We've got quite a few. Okay. Of course, we'll clarify some of these as well. So in the near past, Two of Wands, you were focused on one another, each other, divine masculine, divine feminine. Remember, gender is irrelevant. You can use the masculine or feminine how it pertains to your situation. But speaking to one another telepathically, one of the parties has recently been, or was still tied to a situation that was not offering them growth, that was karmic, toxic to them, that it was dead in nature, but that they refused to see the light of how they could just easily remove themselves from that situation, that situation was dead and not giving them any growth, that they needed to unbind themselves from that situation. But all they could focus on in the meantime was ignoring those ties and focused on you, the counterpart, right? Divine feminines were being very solid, seated in their throne, very solid, loyal, listening to their intuition, building their pentacles up for a sturdy foundation, and things around them were growing, blooming as they were. In the past, there were decisions made, Five of Cups, people that had to be cut out of your life or their life. But decisions made, whether that was three-party situations or toxic energies, but many emotions fallen over this, many tears were fallen over this connection, the divine connection, and you wanted in the past the calmer communication, the calmer emotions regarding this, and you were hoping to bridge the gap between the two of you. The decisions had to be made, still juggling or weighing the odds of a choice to be made. That was again in the past. But someone made a decision, they filled their own cup, the divine feminine and divine masculine separately. Ace of Cups gave themselves that new beginning, filling their own cup with the love for themselves, their emotion. They were mirroring one another in their awakening process, while the divine feminine, of course, the chaser, first awoken, woke first and was healing herself, and as she went within herself to heal, then that too healed him, the counterpart. The tidal waves of emotions were very scary to the counterpart, divine masculines. were pretty scared of this. They weren't sure where this energy was coming, why they couldn't get this monkey mind out of their head. They at first thought that they were just hearing things with the telecommunication, perhaps, or they were with their astral travel or visiting. They thought they were just seeing things. But they couldn't get this connection out of their mind, and it was feeling like a tidal wave of emotions to them. So they had to go within, 9 of Hermit, and follow their light. They took the flame, the connection with them. When they went within, they had to uproot their old belief systems and find the understanding and untwist the thought patterns that was instilled with them as a child regarding connections and relationships or partnerships. But they felt like you had the key to their heart. You had the key to something they wanted to understand. They knew it was divine connection. Very spiritual at that. All right. And presently, they know that you've 7 of Swords. Yeah. They know that you had to pull your energy back. They sensed that you pulled your energy back. They felt that you walked away from the connection, or that they lost you. But now they realize that they too need to heal themselves. But they're still looking back on this flame, still staying connected and keeping their eye on you or the counterparts. They want to come in out of the cold, but they do know that there are things they need to heal. So when they come up out of their spiritual slumber, the light, the spiritual messages from spirit guides and their higher self spoke to them and shown them their dark shadow side that needs to be healed, that needs to be changed, to shine light into their own light, regardless to Mr. Trickster there trying to trick them. And they're trying to manifest this 9 of Cups regarding the options. They feel like you were their wish fulfillment, that they couldn't believe that this connection was real. And so they were more apt to choose the cup that had the fish in it rather than the divine cup, because they just didn't believe it was true, that it was real, that it was possible. The 6 of Pentacles, they want balance, and presently this is what they're working towards, is balancing things out within themselves. The Divine Feminine is balancing things within themselves regarding their spiritual connection. So your spirit guides are around you, and Great Spirit is balancing each of you individually, aligning your energy so that the Divine Masculine will be aligned to your Divine Feminine's energy, your vibration, to come into union. And remember that this is not a romantic, this connection, even though the passion that you first felt and the love may have started off kind of very sensual or stimulating romantically, but once you heal yourself and fill your own cup of love, each of you individually, you'll align for your awakening and both be in your soul purpose. It'll be a partnership moving forward. It won't be the same kind of relationship it won't look like what you thought it would look like. It won't be a romantic partnership. But it will be that Ace of Swords new beginning. It'll be a true connection. It'll be true passion and love for one another. From the heart, it will be passionate. It'll be with a purpose, though, and in truth. Because you will be working for your purpose, your mission that you came here together to accomplish. 17, it breaks to an 8, equal balance, 11:30. They know, Divine Feminine, that you are the star that guides them, that you are balancing They see that you are very balanced in your emotions, you're emotionally intelligent, and that spirit guides are all around you, and that they see you as a spiritual person, that you follow your spiritual guidance. And they are just now awakening for some of the masculines that this pertains to. They're awakening to that out of their slumber and seeing the light more clearly and what you were talking about. And they're learning more about it. They're doing more research to get a handle on it. In the near future, they will be understanding of how to manifest. And this is the Magician card. And Spirit saying, manifest anything you want. Dream your wildest dream. Dream your biggest dream, but manifest it. Because now is the time. The energies with the portals there, with the solar flares coming through, is a very magical time. And you are encouraged to co-create anything you want. And to manifest, you have all the tools within you. The old way has been broken down. Your old beliefs have been broken away. As you emerge from your awakening, you will see that you've shed that old skin and you can't get it back on. You don't see a snake trying to slither back in its old dead skin. It's not of use to them anymore. They move forward knowing that they are growing stronger. And same for you. You aren't going to go back, so don't go swim upstream. Once you're awakened, you can't go back, even though you feel that the change and you feel you are different. You're blossoming just as Spirit wants. You'll have to leave things behind that no longer serve you. Set down those burdens. And release the things that are toxic to you. Some of these things may be jobs, some of it may be persons, such as friends, family. You may need to leave them behind on your journey. But Seven of Wands is here to say, set them down and stay true to yourself and your mission, and step forward in your truth. For the Page of Swords is truth. Ready to conquer, ready to move forward in their knowing themselves, stepping into their power as a high priestess or a hierophant, knowing that you have all the tools to move forward in this. As a family situation, 10 of Pentacles, the old belief of the family situation is over. It's a 10 of Pentacles is an ending to the struggle, an ending to being divided as well. There will be emerging a union coming together of energies. And you will have that solid foundation of your pentacles. Your home life will grow. Spirit says, with 20, judgment is here to surrender all this journey and your twisted thoughts, to surrender them to the Spirit, Great Spirit, for future movement, to move forward. Surrender your twisted thought patterns of the way things should be or would be, your expectations of outcome or how it's going to play out. When you manifest knowing it's going to occur without worrying about how. Alright, so 9 of Pentacles. Building your pentacles, here in the near future, it will be solid. You will be able to remove the mask from your, or the hood that's over your face. The veil will be removed so you can see clearly the path before you. And you don't have to worry about that mask. You don't have to worry right now. You just have to allow it to flow. Work on loving yourself, healing those traumas that are within you. Go within and do the inner child healing for every time you get triggered by your counterpart or by workplace situations, etc. As you're nearing the end of the year, also remember not to get caught up in materialistic things with the, purchasing of a lot of things or stuff, because you're not going to want to take that stuff with you moving forward. You're going to want to move forward lightly and with so that the energy around you is positive and free flowing. 9 of Swords. You're going to lay down your burdens. You can do it in a ritual such as this, but you're going to surrender to the spirit and lay down your swords. You're going to remove them from, if these were swords from being stabbed in the back, or these were swords that you put in front of you as a boundary, it's time to lay the swords down and move forward in faith with your higher self, and your spirit guides will guide you. Two of Wands for the past energy. Oh, alright. Different deck starts, but hang on. Move. My hands are freezing. There's two precise messages clarifying these past, present cards. 2 of Wands. Past messages regarding the past. 2 of Wands. What messages clarifying? Okay, and the Queen of Pentacles, please. Queen of Pentacles, clarify. 5 of Cups, clarify. Clarify 5 of Cups. Clarify Ace of Cups in the past. Clarify Ace of Cups in the past. Clarify Hermit card in the past. Okay. 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords. Present. 7 of Swords in the present. Too many. Clarify the 7 of the Swords. Anything else for 7 of Swords in the present? Thank you. Nine of Cups. Clarify 9 of Cups in the present. Clarify 9 of Cups in the present. The 6 of Pentacles present. 6 of Pentacles. Clarified by 6 of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. Clarify Ace of Swords. And the Star card, please. Clarify Star card in the present. Clarify Star card in the present. Really? One flew on the floor here. For the present, any other advice for the present, any advice for the present, any advice for the present, any advice for the present? That one doesn't actually say it. Okay. My hands are cold. Let's read what we got. It's 60 degrees in my house. That's with the fireplace going. So my hands are pretty chilly. Alright, 2 of Wands. So Judgment card comes in because of not untying himself or herself, counterpart here that's refused to release themselves from the karmic cycle after cycle. Spirit said they just kept choosing wrong, and judgment is here. They're playing a part. Judgment's coming in and putting an end or fixing that situation because things needed to move forward. When they reincarnated here with the agreement that there was the atoms split in two, right? Your soul split on this journey. So it was an agreement that was agreed upon to complete your mission, your soul purpose upon coming to Earth. And leaving toxicity behind is part of that agreement. So judgment's coming in to say, no, you're going to follow through with your mission, right? They're going to drag them back to where they need to so that the wheel of fortune can turn. Because Spirit wants this fortune for you. Spirit wants you to complete that mission. So that was in the past. With the Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, my bad. Regarding the Hierophant, she's sitting there, she's being loyal, listening to her intuition, building her pentacles, being patient, healing herself while she knows that her counterpart is there, still tied to the sticks that don't serve him, right? He's the Hierophant. He's stepping into his energy now. He's learning to tame his dragon because that Judgment card came through for the Wheel of Fortune to move forward. And Spirit said, Ace of Swords, that is the truth. And with the Ace of Swords, it's aiming for the stars for that new beginning. The Five of Cups, things were spilled, things had to be made, chosen, right? Regarding the double energy, they were wearing a mask that many masks, Spirit said, and for some they were under spells of their karmic. They were under a binding spell by the karmic. Some even had voodoo put on them. So those curses had to be broken. And protection spells perhaps even used. Again, any of those with that concern use black tourmaline, also black obsidian. They make necklaces, jewelry, bracelets, so forth. Needless to say, moving forward. That's why he was bound to those sticks, because of the spell work. That kept him confused, and he was wearing a mask of being someone he wasn't anyways, but it didn't help matters that the karmic had paid someone to put some binding spell work on him. So he kept having nightmares of this whole thing, feeling like people were laughing at him. These nightmares were like the spirits haunting him in his sleep. He had many sleepless nights regarding this connection. But putting an end to that when Judgment came in during the transformation. He's no longer a zombie in the earth as a normal earthling now. That's an end. And the drums have been played. Transformation has occurred. Death of the soul and rebirth has occurred. Now they are emerging from their spiritual slumber, which before that they felt like they were tied. Nine of Swords, they were it was a self-imposed prison, but they didn't know that they could get out of it. They didn't know how to get out of it because of the spell work that was placed on them by these karmics. And some of it was even spiritual warfare, but Spirit was always there offering, but they wouldn't look up to see that they wouldn't look up to Spirit and say, I surrender. They kept running from the devil energy, trying to escape it, but it was a never-ending circle. For some, it was also, they were being seduced back into that devil energy by the karmics. And now it's time to celebrate this Three of Drums to move forward. They've gone within, following the light, the flame connection as a hermit, and they're ready now to take, this is past, mind you, then they decided to take that leap of faith forward, not allowing anything to hold them back. And they hollered out to Spirit and said, I surrender. So in the present you have the initiation. This is the initiation card. Spirit saying, okay, now you're ready. Finally, you're ready to be tested now. Because all before, you just kept doing things your way as an earthling, right? Instead of doing it the right way. So now you're tested with this initiation card. Even though it says Hangman here, I wrote it just to kind of for a memory thing, that is similar to the Hangman, that it puts him in a pause, but in this deck, it's the initiation. They're tied up to make them see from that other perspective and to be tested if they're going to make it through that next portal, that next passageway, and leave things behind that don't serve them, i.e. karmics, devil energy, jobs that don't serve them, etc. The Seven of Swords clarifies Seven of Swords. It's time to leave behind the things that don't serve them. And that's for masculines or feminines. This is present energy. Okay, the Nine of Cups. They didn't want to choose. They thought this one was just a genie in a bottle. They thought it was too good to be true. But there were so many choices to choose from. But they didn't want to choose. They wanted to be greedy, Spirit saying, and keep them all. Play with the 3-party situation, 4-party situations. You know, they wanted to have their cake and eat it too. This, again, is male or female. It's not gender specific who was the player. Spirit just wants to emphasize that for some reason. So they thought that their material possessions also is what made them who they are, that the more they had material-wise, the nice house, the nice cars, the nice neighborhood, that's what made them who they were. But it was a faulty foundation, and now Spirit's going to send judgment to bring that to a crumble if need be, to make them be awakened, because they weren't choosing correctly. Again, regarding surrendering, we're not moving forward with a lot of material things, and that's why weeks and weeks ago we kept getting the messages from Spirit to clean out our closets, clean out our garages, our basements, our attics, right? Get rid of and purge your material things in the sense of extras, to be more minimalist in the sense of energy flows better with less clutter, like knickknacks and stuff. It doesn't serve you. Six of Pentacles, Spirit was balancing these things out, nurturing the divine feminine, nurturing the divine masculine separately, so then they will rise their vibrations and can be in alignment together, right? That's again in the present. Because the masculines know, hang on, I got different. Okay, so Spirit said, Spirit came in Six of Pentacles as balance things out, aligning the vibrations and making things balance. Six of Coins, Six of Drums. So things are balancing out between the two, because you are now mirroring one another. Two of Wands. So when you know that you are feeling, if you're feeling depressed or sad or an energy, you're not sure why you're feeling that, you're mirroring, you're feeling that of which your counterpart is feeling. They might be in that depressive or sad energy at that moment, and so you're feeling that, hence you're mirroring it, because it's going to start to pull on your heartstrings, right, and make you feel a little sad. Or same goes for the other way. Maybe they're, excited about something, or perhaps you'll feel the energy of other intimate connections. That's happened too. Ace of Swords, Truth, moving forward passionately for your mission, your soul purpose. Spirit is going to carry you. Even if you think you can't do it, you can do it. Spirit is at your side, carrying you through the hard times. And you are the High Priestess, but here it's a Princess of Cups. You are emotionally intelligent now. You have walked through the troubles, the trials and tribulations of this journey, the trials and tribulations of the triggers that you had to go within and purge out those emotions and those pains, heal them, surrender them, and you have grown from that beautifully. Spirit said beautifully. And you come up with a star as well currently. Okay. Clarified by star card here. Because previously those things were haunting you. Five of Wands. They were the drama, the gossip. Things were like haunting you in your sleep. The pains, the things you had to purge, they were reoccurring, and they still are. And perhaps some things will be coming back because you will feel that the higher you your DNA upgrade, your rebirth. You're going to be a little nostalgic in the sense of you might realize you're not the person you used to be anymore. And so like the fish swimming up current, or being a little confused, not knowing, but you're not going back. You're not going to be that person anymore. You're a new person. So there's no need to have nightmares about what you've lost, or think about them when how you used to be. It's time to move forward in the new you. The Justice card is here, like the vultures, to carry away all those old masks you wore, the old way of being. They've carried it away. It was like dead meat on bones. It wasn't serving you, the old you, and now you are a more beautiful, radiant, shining, vulnerable you. And you are the star shining brightly on your journey, on your path, ready to step forward in confidence for your soul purpose. As a King of Cups, you are emotionally intelligent as well, guiding yourself, perhaps moving slowly but surely through your emotions to gain clarity on your path. And Divine Feminines, the High Priestess, you are in your power. Step into power and set your boundaries. Be true to yourself. Get into mission. Get into soul purpose. Let's go to this. So what are we using for these? Okay, Spirit, give us clarifications for the future cards here. We have the Magician up first, and then the Seven of Wands, Spirit. Clarify Magician here for the future. What would you like to clarify as the story? And the Seven of Wands. Clarifying the Seven of Wands for the future, the near future. Seven of Wands for the near future for the Divine Masculines and Divine Feminines in the collective. And Page of Swords in the near future, Page of Swords in the near future, truth, standing in their truth, moving forward in their purpose. What else would you like to add? And Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. Clarifying. I have a couple flippers, hang on. Pentacles. This one. This one. This one. And Judgment cards there. The Surrender. Surrender with Judgment. Judgment is here in the future. What is the Judgment for her surrendering? Clarify, please. Clarify the Surrender card, please. Clarify the Surrender card. Clarify Nine of Pentacles. Clarify the Nine of Swords. Clarify Nine of Swords. You've got a lot of nines on the board which are near ending. Going through that next cycle. The ending of that cycle. Starting anew. Which is what? Releasing the heartache and pain. Don't take that heartache and pain and the past transgressions into 2020 with you. Be sure and release it to the ethers and leave it behind on January 1st. Don't allow it into your mind. I just saw a flipper. Okay. So, Magician card. Manifesting everything you want. Regarding the healing yourself, Queen of Cups. You are radiant, you're beautiful, you're in your power as a High Priestess. In the near future, you will be manifesting all you want, but also loving yourself. Good job. And as the Queen of Pentacles, you are manifesting your pentacles, a solid foundation, and the masculine that is also manifesting releasing control of the situation so that he can bring an offer with his pentacles. Regarding the Seven of Swords in the near future, have a Tower moment. The Tower moment is coming in the near future regarding this Wands, regarding the burdens that you were carrying, the Seven of Wands that you had to lay down. That's what we said. Before you go into 2020, you have to release old heartache, old pain, the transgressions of this journey. You need to release those, heal from them all your inner child wounds, and past life regression traumas or generational traumas. The Tower is here to leave that behind, having you put down those burdens. Ten of Wands. Justice is here to do that, to ensure that those burdens are laid to rest before 2020 comes in. But you will arise as a King of Pentacles, King or Queen, stable with an abundance. As long as you go into the new year without those burdens, without thinking, of greed and all that drama. Right? Then Divine King of Cups is nurturing himself as well, and we had it here, the Divine Queen of Cups nurturing herself, so you have a pair on the board in truth. And then King of Cups here, although it's the King of, it's a Knight of Cups, and it's a woman, so that always throws me off. But the Knight of Cups, again, releasing the control of the situation, filling her own cup and moving forward in her journey and her mission. Or his, either way. The Ten of Pentacles. Okay, yeah. The Ten of Pentacles is an ending of that divide, and what was dividing was all the heartache, the backstabbing of one another, the triggers that occurred. Perhaps you blamed someone else because they triggered you, the divine counterpart, but know that those triggers were meant, divinely guided to occur to help you heal old childhood wounds, and vice versa to the masculine. So it's an ending of those wounds, because it's ending before you go in. It's an end of the three-party situations, four-party situations, because the Divine Feminine set her boundaries and moved forward in her mission, her soul purpose, and is starting Ace of Pentacles new, set foot on her own, going through the gate with her own, building her own pentacles, moving forward. And she is a star, as she has been transformed. She's guiding and headed towards calmer waters for spiritual growth. And again, we have up here where the Spirit is balancing that so that the Divine Masculine can come in at the equal alignment. Thank you. Alright, so Three of Wands, again, she's chosen of the three. She made her choice and she's moving forward. She is surrendered, and this, it looks like a woman, but this could be the masculine or the feminine, choosing which choice they're making to go forward regarding surrendering that to Spirit. And the world now can move forward, that new cycle. Over here we have the Nine of Pentacles. Temperance is here to balance things out. So the Eight of Cups, moving again towards that star, that light in the distance through calm waters. Turning your back on these Eight of Cups because you're headed towards the Ten of Cups, your wish fulfillment. Nine of Swords, laying the swords to rest regarding the heartache, the three-party situations before we go into 2020, the three-party situations, the hard work and labor that it took. You are hanging your swords up and resting now, feeling vulnerable, but at ease, at rest, in faith with your spirit guides. And the King of Wands is in his throne with understanding this partnership and the importance of the partnership, protecting the partnership. what advice do you have for the future, for the collective? What advice do you have for the collective regarding the magician? Let's say magnificent. Either way, same. You're all magnificent. What advice for the future? What advice? These are a lot like the ones we had for yesterday. We have number one, the new beginning, the Hostine coyote. Coyote's sneaky behavior, right? Kind of dancing, make an illusion. So putting an end to the manifesting is manifesting this. So let me start off first, with the Death card is here, putting an end to the old way, and manifesting this new beginning, and realizing that anything you can manifest anything, it's not an illusion. Thank you, Spirit. Dance, regarding this celebration, it's going to be equal, balanced, giveaway dance. Give things of yourself. Give of yourself, but first give to you. And yes, it will be, at times you will fall off the horse, but Spirit wants you to know to get back on the horse and go again. Give it another try. So when the masculine comes back to you, they will be different. So get back on and try again. The World card is here to show you the end of the old as we near into 2020, and a new cycle begins in a new world. Advice for the collective, advice for the practice of the future. What advice for the future? What future advice going into 2020? Okay. So we're starting off with spring. A bright future manifested through hard work and creativity. Partnering with others who share your dream. Great progress being made. Yes, and remember that there is work being done on a spiritual level behind the scenes. You just can't see it. The Hermit card. Find or be a mentor. Take a break from society. A commitment to your spiritual growth. Get your soul purpose. Getting your mission before you go into 2020. Let go of the past. You're no longer going that way. An ending that makes way for new opportunities. And it's time to move on. Yes. So don't allow the trickster to trick you to going back. Don't swim up current. You're not going that direction. You're going forward into 2020 without drama, without karmics or negativity. We're moving forward as a collective. All right, this is what I have for you. Have a blessed day.